But Hutch, the players just seem to really get on with him, and he seems to be, around that core of player personalities that I think are decent to have at the club.
We lost a lot of them as well.
We did, and this is one we lost. This is one we lost. Jack Hunt, who is now a free agent, and a lot of people are saying we should re-sign a 30-year-old Jack Hunt. What do you think?
As I put in this, personally, I don't want to keep going down the old guard route. Yes, he still do a job at 30, especially in League One. But then we know what we get from him. But you go in, it's like when Chelsea used to do it back in the day, where it'd just be the old guard that will follow certain sets of players and managers. Like Sam Allardyce used to do it all the time with Kevin Nolan. Kevin Nolan goes somewhere, Sam Allardyce went somewhere, he followed. You know what I mean? I don't want that old guard mentality. That I want to be thinking outside of players we've already had.
I get that. I do get that. And I also would probably lean towards that myself. But there is something about this Jack Hunt move being a free agent. I understand not going backwards, but I do remember our form at fullback did seem to fall off a cliff when he went a little bit. He was one we could sell, and we sold him because he clearly wasn't part of the plans. But we were talking on the community special last week about who was the last player we had who could cross the ball, and I forgot all about Jack Hunt. He could step over the ball and cross it. He was one of those players that could come from fullback.
He probably would come back as well.
I know that he didn't want to go.
No, he didn't.
It was quite stated at the time that Jack Hunt didn't want to leave. And personally, we could do a lot worse than Jack Hunt, but I think we should look at this from a perspective. Currently, and the way we see it, yet again, might change, retain list. I hate this. I hate waiting for things. Urhoghide could be here.
Yeah.
We've got Palmer that will be here, who has been brilliant this season. Adebayo's probably gone.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. But if we look at our fullback options, you never know. The talk seemed to have died down on social media about the Urhoghide interest. Usually, we were seeing on a weekly basis that the interest was there. We don't know the full extent of it, but we said all along we'd want Urhoghide to say, do you think you could see a situation where he stays?
If the situation is, look, we want to sign you, but we're not going to play you. We're going to either send you out on loan or shove you back into under 23, because he's only 20, isn't he?
Yeah, he's young.
Yeah, so he's only 20. I can see a club going, right, we're going to sign you, but you're back in the under 23s until we think you're ready.
Or going on loan to like League One, or what's the point,
Yeah, if we turn around and say, look, we'll give you 13 football if you sign a new deal. That might be something where we have the advantage, because Moore's already stated he wants him to stay.
He has said
he's
that.
already said,
public, yeah.
I want him to be in my squad. And if you're Chansiri and you're wanting to, I don't want to say impress, but back him, what your manager wants. If he's saying you want him, try and make a deal that works. And Urhoghide will not be daft. He'll know that he'll have to have not a big amount, but he can't be on more. He's only on like a youth team player contract as it is.
Yeah, he's not on very much money, you've reported.
So we might be able to get him on a good deal in him today.
Wednesday, if you haven't already by the time of this podcast, pull your finger out, offer him a big boy contract, offer him the full first team football, give him some assurances, maybe put a release clause in there.
Because if that happened, that for me, already before we do anything, is our biggest transfer at the top of the season.
Exactly. That's why I sort of do the Jack Hunt link here, because I'm like, if we can't, maybe we will have to go with players that are coming towards, shall we say, the twilight of their careers to help us do a job and get us back up on decent way. But if we want to build for the future, somebody like Urhoghide would be a great one. He's still the one that I'm going to be like, oh, God damn it.
Yeah, ditto.
Why?
Yeah.
Because he's got, you can still see some naivety in his game, and which is that it's one of the only thing that gives me a little bit of hope. And I do not mean that as a slight against him. I mean, it comes with first team football, not academy football. He needs first team football and gets the read, and he needs to get people kicking him properly in these leagues, and he's going to get, I reckon he'll get that Wednesday.
But the thing is, Urhoghide in League One with his pace when he gets going. And during that summer break, we saw a very weedy Urhoghide, not much in. He built himself up in that summer to like, he got shoulders and everything.
He's got
Like,
shoulders and everything.
You know what I mean, though. You know what I mean when you want a centre back, left back. You want them to be built upper body strength.
I'd hope he'd got shoulders. Can you imagine if he came back without shoulders?
I can wait on.
I mean, I know you've got shoulder issues, mate, but like, just, people usually have shoulders. Usually, not everybody, but most.
You know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. He came back built, and one thing that can't be understated about Urhoghide is he can play centre back.
He's also very humble.
Yeah, but he can play. And also, please come on the podcast. It'd be a laugh. We're never going to get an active player on here. Let's be honest. But it would be a laugh to do something collaboratively. But he can play centre back, and the versatility there. I think he should be a right back, and I think he should be a wing back going forward. I think he's brilliant at that. But League One, if we have, say we've got Hutch on and we have an injury and we've only got a couple of spaces, it's squad. It makes zero sense not to put a really good deal in front of him because it's squad depth as well. And it's a position that we can, it's two positions.
Ati Chansiri.
Oh God, not this again. Yeah. Our CEO, please. Oh God.
Yeah, let's just hope they put a contract in for it. It's not insulting him. He signs it, and we're here next season.
Yeah, so by the time you're hearing this podcast, we'll possibly know the situation of this one. But if he is signed, amazing. This is what we thought on the run up to him signing, and if not, this is what could have been.
Yes,
Urhoghide. Let's see what happens.